straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance in both.
Hello, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right on the show, the new faces of El Clasico is here as Kylian Mbappe embarks on his journey with Real Madrid. Fans cannot wait for the Barcelona face-off featuring the teen sensation Lamine Yamal. But how will Yamal cope after a shocking attack on his father? We'll build that up right here for you. In another story, Kenyans were left enraged when the government installed 3 statues to honor their Olympic heroes. The statues looked nothing like the legendary icons, leading to severe backlash. More on this in the show. And the Raygun controversy refuses to die down. Fresh rumors emerge of Raygun rigging her own Olympic selection. What's the truth? Raygun breaks her silence. But first, a look at the headlines. Starting with cricket, West Indies bowled South Africa out for 160 runs on the opening day of their second Test match. West Indies pacer Shamar Joseph took 5 wickets. However, the hosts had a shaky start to their first innings as they are struggling at 97 for the loss of 7 wickets. After the end of day's play, South Africa's Riaan Mulder picked 4 wickets and will lead the charge later today. Over in football, German midfielder Marco Reus has signed up for LA Galaxy on a 2.5-year deal. Reus joined the Major League Soccer club after leaving Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund last season. He scored 170 goals in 429 games for the German side, captaining it for 5 years until 2023. Over in chess, the World Championship final between Ding Liren and Di Gukesh will take place in a resort on the southern coast of Singapore. The island Sentosa will organize the event in November. Over in tennis, world number 4 Alexander Zverev became the first player this season to earn 50 tour levels wins. Zverev beat Karen Khachanov 6-3, 6-2 at the Cincinnati Open yesterday. The German dominated throughout the 78-minute clash and is set to play Pablo Carreno Busta in the 3rd round of the tournament. And US gymnast Jordan Chales has broken her silence after being stripped of the bronze medal. Chales said the decision felt unjust and is heartbroken. The gymnast initially won the bronze, but the Court of Arbitration for Sport, or the CAS, ruled against her, awarding Romania's Ana Barbosu the bronze instead. Eldoret, it's a Rift Valley town. I'll show you where it is. It is located in the western region of Kenya. Now, it's a small town, that's what Google still says, and the population of this town is 4.6 lakhs. I'm of course not diving into a geography lesson here, but it's essential to know about Eldoret and what it means, not just to Kenya, but the sporting world. This is the town that has produced some of the best runners in the world. It's home to legends. The town and its muddy tracks are witness to marathon runs. Even today, Olympic champions, world champions, they all run alongside the masses, enthusiasts, amateurs, and young aspirants to hone their skills. Running and the legacy of runners is a part of the fabric of this town. The sport is entrenched in the people, and those who put Eldoret on the map, the legendary athletes, are godlike to Kenyans. And after another successful Olympic Games, President William Ruto and his team thought it would be a great idea to give Eldoret the status of a city, not a town any longer. And to commemorate that, came up with the brilliant plan and idea to construct and resurrect statues dedicating to one of the reasons Eldoret became so popular, the runners. And so they did. There were 3 statues that went up some days ago that looked like this, depicting the famous runners, or what was intended to be an ode, to honor their contributions to making Kenya a world beater. And it ended up being a total disaster. The people of Eldoret were furious, angry, and to them, this was a joke. Because one statue was supposed to depict Faith Kipyegon, looked anything but like her. The marathon runner who just recently won gold in the 1,500 meters event at Paris, the shining star of running. She's won 3 Olympic golds, 4 World Championship golds and many silvers. The second statue, many guessed to be that of another icon, Eliud Kipchoge. Again an icon, he's won Olympic golds and gold at the World Finals too. Again, no resemblance to the actual star whatsoever. And that resulted in a massive outrage. The third statue was a guessing game that many indulged in for fun, ridiculing the government for paying little or no heed to how this would actually reflect on the people, the town and on Kenya. My guess is Sally Kipyegon, but then your guess will be just as good or better than mine. The government faced severe backlash. There were users abusing this. One put up the photo of the statue and said, "The works represented our collective mediocrity as a country." Another Kenyan said it was a disgrace calling this statue Kipyegon. The government had to act to quell this rage. So late Wednesday night, county officials pulled down the 3 statues and have taken them to an unknown location, lest it catches any more attention. That's probably the only wise decision that was taken in the course of the week. And the stage was set for Ruto then to smooth things over with the public, who gathered around to celebrate the athletes. Ruto met them and awarded each of the athletes for their achievements.
Okay, great.
In fact, this was a good Olympics for Kenya, who finished 17th on the medals tally, the highest ranked African country, and it was thanks largely to these athletes, whose achievements were almost mocked by crude, haphazard statues scrambled to put in place. Another strike against a government that has already angered residents for many months now, particularly against Ruto. These are athletes who've struggled to work hard to get here, reach the pinnacle of their sport, and put Eldoret and Kenya on the global map. And to think that these statues would have greeted them is rather appalling and shocking, something the residents stopped from happening. As the saying goes, sometimes less is more. All right. Football fans are up for a treat this season. Rivalries across the globe are set to get a new dimension. New faces, new intense face-offs, and the fiercest rivalry of them all, El Clasico. The battle between Real Madrid and Barcelona will see a fresh, new, exciting chapter added to their legacy. An era that will mark the rivalry of Kylian Mbappe and Lamine Yamal. Mbappe's first training session with Madrid was when he was 13, when Zidane sent a car for the teenager to come over all the way and get wowed by the club that he would be then desire to be part of. And 12 years later, the 25-year-old, clad in white, made a dream debut, winning the Super Cup with the Los Blancos. And on the other hand, there is the exciting Lamine Yamal, a teenager still, who was critical to Spain's Euros win just a month ago. Two of Europe's brightest, best, and most entertaining talents will undoubtedly become the faces of the El Clasico rivalry. Now, Mbappe is already an established superstar, a brand in his right, while Yamal is taking giant strides and has impressed the world. Already a young sensation and touted for greatness, Mbappe is aware of that. There is no way he would forget the Euro semi-final, the one that France lost 1-2 to Yamal's Spain. And in fact, it was Yamal's brilliant goal that sealed the victory for the Spanish side. And as they say, class recognizes class. Mbappe knows the potential of someone when he sees one. Maybe that's why the French footballer asked for Yamal's jersey.
Mbappe asked me for it. Well, a kitman in the dressing room. And Chiesa, the day of Italy. If Mbappe asks me for it, I will give it to him. No problem. I really don't know the ones I have. When we won against France, I was already thinking about the final. You are so excited that you don't remember.
Now, there is no proof of that jersey exchanging hands, but if it did, what a moment for Yamal. Exchanging jerseys is a special gesture that footballers engage in post-game. It's a way of remembering the face-off, remembering and cherishing the opponent. It's a sign of respect. But that was just a trailer of what is to follow, an intense new age rivalry that football fans cannot wait to witness, especially at the Laliga. And then, right when they step onto the field, there will be no place for respect. That will take a backseat because in El Clasico, the moment, the history, the significance and the pressure is extraordinary. That dominates everything. And Yamal has already experienced that. He's a seasoned campaigner already. But with Mbappe's arrival, the hype is unimaginable. Now, these two will play quite a few matches against other La Liga clubs before they face each other. Enough time for Mbappe to get used to the Spanish league and for Yamal to prepare for the biggest battle the world is set to watch, because much has happened post-Euros. Things have drastically changed for both the players. Mbappe was injured at the start of the Euros. Even when he featured for France, he wasn't fully fit. So when France faced Spain, maybe the two weren't equally matched. This I'm talking about the Euro semi-final, of course. For Yamal, it was a memorable moment. He scored blinders and lifted his first international trophy. Post the tournament, of course, the two have had or taken different paths. For Mbappe, he completed his dream by joining Real Madrid, and in his first outing, he won a European trophy. So clearly, the French forward is high on confidence, and that's what he'll be taking forward. But for Yamal, life has taken a bit of a drastic turn. The teenager who was basking in the glory of his Euros triumph has had a major setback, and this has hit hard. Yamal's father, Munir Nasroui, was stabbed in Spanish town Mataro. Nasroui is in serious condition, but he is stable. So the teenager whose focus should completely be on his football will be torn in this emotional time, because Nasroui has been deeply invested in Yamal's football all his life. He raved about his boy. He watched him play the best football. And even during the Euro semi-final between Spain and France that we mentioned earlier, Nasroui watched his son on the sidelines, in the stands, scoring arguably the best goal of the tournament and helping Spain win Euros. Nasroui was jumping in the stands after his son scored the goal. The elated father even thanked his son, Yamal, for igniting a whole nation. So clearly, Yamal and his football is linked to his father. His father is the one who brings the energy to Yamal's electric football. So this next few weeks would be hard for the teenager. He will have to draw from immense strength from his father, from those around him, and will have to show maturity far beyond his years can dictate to get the focus on his game. And that's what you expect from champions, and that is what the world will be hoping from Lamine Yamal. And we will be here to bring you all the emotions from what promises to be a roller coaster ride in the months to come for these two. The internet can be a tricky place. It can make somebody an overnight sensation, a superstar, and can also be brutal and unreasonable as well, bringing a person crashing down. Aussie breaker Racheal Gunn, also known as B-girl Raygun, is the new target. And what started as a funny meme fest has now turned into something controversial. Allegations are flying thick and fast that Raygun manipulated the qualification process to secure her spot on the Australian Olympic team. That's right, the allegations claim Raygun rigged her own selection. It all started with an anonymous account calling itself Someone Who Hates Corruption, launching a petition, claiming that Raygun and her husband, Samuel Free, founded the Australian Breaking Association, or the ABA. This is the organization responsible to helping and supporting the growth of the Australian breaking and hip-hop communities, which is also responsible for choosing who would represent Australia at the Olympics. The petition claims that Gunn and her husband used this to unfairly overlook other talented breakdancers. The anonymous user also went on to say that Gunn also denied crucial funding to a group of underprivileged youth from Australia, which impacted their chances of showcasing their skill on the national stage. Now, these are strong allegations because it highlights corruption in ABA and how it has ruined the chances of many others who probably could have been more deserving. And the tide was already against Gunn. She scored 0 at the Olympics and was ridiculed for her moves, the swimming and kangaroo hops that she had done. Many questioned her spot at the Olympics, but there is an explanation to the point system that Raygun herself spoke about when she broke her silence.
There are actually no points in breaking. If you want to see how the judges thought I compared to my opponents, you can actually see the comparison percentages across the 5 criteria on Olympics.com. All the results are there.
Unlike other sports, there is no point system in breaking. The candidates are judged on technique, vocabulary, execution, musicality, and of course, originality. And Raygun's moves were original, all right. She knew the point system well. But the allegations went beyond her performance. It raised questions over her credibility. And such allegations were bound to catch air. More than 54,000 people signed the petition before it was taken down. So are these allegations true at all? Is there a case of corruption in ABA?
In regards to the allegations and misinformation floating around, I'd like to ask everyone to please refer to the recent statement made by the AOC, as well as the posts on the Ozbreaking Instagram page, as well as the WDSF Breaking for Gold page. I'd really like to ask the press to please stop harassing my family, my friends, the Australian breaking community, and the broader street dance community. Everyone has been through a lot as a result of this, so I ask you to please respect their privacy.
There was also a theory that floated around that Raygun's husband was in fact one of the judges during the qualifying round. But after Raygun, the Australian Olympic Committee too called the allegations baseless.
It is disgraceful that these falsehoods concocted by an anonymous person can be published in this way. It amounts to bullying and harassment and is defamatory. The petition has stirred up public hatred without any factual basis. It's appalling. Dr. Racheal Gunn or Mr. Samuel Free hold no position with Ozbreaking or Dance Sport Australia in any capacity. Mr. Samuel Free is a coach and was not a judge at the qualifying event.
So here's the thing, sure, Raygun wasn't the brightest at the Olympics, definitely not the best, but the sport of breaking isn't restricted to a set narrative. Breaking is open to creativity, new ideas and new challenges. Raygun did exactly that. Raygun isn't only a professional dancer, she also has a degree in researching the sport. The breaker has a doctorate degree in media, music, communications, and cultural studies. Her research primarily focuses on the cultural politics of breaking, so she understands breaking. Now, I know academic knowledge doesn't make someone the best dancer, but Raygun proved herself at the national stage before going on to be a part of the Olympics. In 2021, she was the highest-ranked B-girl in Australia. She has represented Australia at the World Championships in 2021 and 2022. She secured her spot in the Olympics by winning the Oceania Breaking Championship, a competition that had some of the best breakers from Australia and New Zealand. It was a victory that saw her get a direct entry into the top 16 of the 2024 Paris Olympics. And she has a lot of support too from the Prime Minister of Australia to the judges from Paris Olympics.
Breaking is all about originality and bringing something new to the table and representing your country or region. And this is exactly what Raygun was doing.
Personally, when I see all this campaign on social media, I feel worried. I feel sorry for the athlete, and that should not happen in our world. Something is going in the wrong direction.
All of this, of course, makes us ask, where does the truth really lie? If the judge is backing Raygun's performance, the federation is backing her, the Olympics Association, the country's Olympic Association, is behind her, and the Prime Minister of the country is also supporting the breaker, what is preventing everyone else to stop hunting down Raygun? Time for last serve. Philippines had their best ever Olympic finish with 2 golds and 2 bronze medals at the Paris Games, and the star of the show was gymnast Carlos Yulo with a double gold. Filipinos welcomed their hero with a victory parade. Take a look. Nothing quite spells success other than an open bus parade. But that wraps up First Post here for us. I'll see you again after this weekend, in fact. Take care. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making First Post 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished. On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
We'll start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to First Post America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.